Okay, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Dear Little Daughter podcast. I do apologize in advance if you can hear Elmo in the background. It's the morning and Neil's watching cartoons. I don't know what to tell you. Minute since we've chit chatted, and I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys, and then we're gonna get right into the episode. So today's episode that I've planned is the first time mom winter survival guide for postpartum. If you are unaware, I had my daughter Millie. She was born on December 31st of 2024. So like middle of winter, right? So it's been a big learning curve for me. It's been very educational, very transformative. So I wanted to help anybody that I can in surviving winter with a newborn. So I wanted to talk first about things I wish I would have known, things I could have used, things stuff like that. So things I wish I would have known, and like I have a couple categories. So first thing is asking for help. Ask for it. It's okay. If you don't have a village, that's one thing, but if you do have a village, don't be afraid to ask for help. Even if you don't have a village, don't be afraid to ask in your area's friends, like, or your Facebook group. Ask for help. It's okay. And like I feel like there's a lot of shame around, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom, like you feel like you should do it all. It's just not true. It's just not. There's no reason and no way you can do it all alone. Right? Um, so that's one thing, is just making sure you're asking for help. If people are offering to make meals, to bring meals, if people are offering to come over and help, you can do that. It's okay. It's not, put your pride aside. It's okay. I know my mom offered to make me and Matt meals, and I was like, well, I'll be able to make dinner. Like, it's not a problem. Like, Matt will be home. No, take the meals. It's okay. Um, and then the next thing that I wanted to talk about is breastfeeding. So, I did not have a successful breastfeeding journey. I think I breastfed and pumped for like 5 weeks, 5.5 maybe, and then we switched Millie to formula. I regret that every day. Okay, I don't regret it in the sense of like, oh, it's too expensive, blah blah. I regret not knowing more and not being more educated and taking more into account with breastfeeding. I went into breastfeeding thinking you breastfeed and she latches and she's done. That's it. She eats and that's it. I wanted to pump because I wanted to be able to give bottles. I didn't like the idea of exclusively breastfeeding and not knowing how much she was getting and stuff like that. If I were to do it all over again, I would have put that aside and said I will exclusively breastfeed for 3 months and see how it goes. Like, just have like a set time of like, oh, here's when I need and can stop. So along with that, Millie's toy is going off. Um, if you're breastfeeding, eat right and drink more water and coconut water than you ever have in your entire life if you want a good, decent supply. I didn't understand and I was not educated until I got to the hospital. Oh, you're gonna need to eat more, drink more, stuff like that. My lactation consultant at the hospital was great, but it should have taken me, I should have made an appointment with her like a few weeks before Millie was born so that I knew what I was doing, and I didn't do that. Related to breastfeeding, it honestly would have been easier to exclusively breastfeed. Like I said, like pumping adds so much stress and time. And in my experience, if I could do it again, like I said, I would have exclusively breastfed for like, set a goal for like a month, 3 months, 4 months. But like I would have just set goals that way instead of suffering for 5.5 weeks and not eating and drinking enough and not making enough for her and then needing to switch to formula because she's hungry all of the time and I'm not enough, stuff like that. And then don't be ashamed to switch to formula if you need or want to. It's okay. Like the way I felt about it, I was like, oh, blah blah blah. She's not gonna grow up and care if she was formula fed or breastfed. Sorry, like it's genuinely just like an us thing of like, oh, well, I want to X, Y, and Z, so it's gonna be okay. So let's talk about things that I learned postpartum in the winter. Sleep when the baby sleeps, okay? Now, I know you're going to need to do laundry and you're going to need to take a shower and you're going to whatever. I mean, if they're newborns are sleeping like 16 hours a day, okay? You can find an hour to take a nap when that baby naps, okay? Even if it is in 20-minute increments, just close your eyes, safe sleep, all that jazz, but close your eyes and just relax, okay? I wanted to, quote unquote, bounce back so bad. I wanted my old life back so bad. And the main thing that I've learned is surrendering to the fact she's gone. That old life is gone. You are someone completely new, and you need to find and be comfortable with that new version of you. She's gone. So that was one thing I wish I would have known and learned quicker. So that along with that is like they're only a newborn for 8 weeks technically, right? So soak it in. Yes, you're tired. Yes, you're hungry. You're drenched in spit up. You know what I mean? Like yes, but they will never be 3 weeks old, 4 weeks old, ever again. And so just try and soak it in, and you can clean and tidy and organize and get back to things when you have time. But right now, they're only this little for a teeny tiny bit. Please soak it in. I'm literally begging. I lost my note. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Um, Along with soaking it in, tell your partner what you need when you need it and listen to them when they're telling you what they need too. I was not as gracious with Matt as I could have been. I was like, he gets to go to work and clock in and out and come home and take care of a baby for 2 hours and then go to bed. You know what I mean? Like, I was not very gracious with the fact that he's carrying the financial load that I'm not carrying, and I'm carrying the household load that he's not carrying, if that makes sense. So that's one thing I wish I would have been more gracious about, and I can make a whole episode about. Um, but yeah, set reminders if you have to. Take the monthly photos. Like Mill's 11 months now, and we haven't taken her monthly photo yet. It happens like that, but just try and do that. And then a whole little section I have here is just some gratitude and like mindset shifts I've made. So the one that I have written down is a happy home starts with me. So I am here all the time with her. I set the tone for the home. Um, so when Matt comes home, if I'm in a cranky mood and I'm not grateful and I'm not excited and I'm not like thrilled to be doing what I'm doing, he's gonna be a little bit down because he just worked for 10 hours a day and now he's coming home and now I'm in a bad mood, right? So then along with that is I am the thermostat, not the thermometer. I set the tone for the home. I don't read the room and then react. I set the tone is something I've had to learn. Um, and then something else I've really had to implement is that seeing everything as a blessing in the homemaking process. So I don't work. I am a stay-at-home mom. I'm Millie's sole care provider. And then I'm also a girlfriend, future wife. And held my hand up. I'm not even engaged yet, but I am like the homemaker of this family. And like Matt said it before, he's like, "You run this household." I'm like, "I do." Um, Millie's waving at Miss Rachel. um, and so setting the tone and being a present, gracious, happy mom is so important to me. And it took me about 11 months to bounce back and feel normal again emotion wise. And even then, I still have days where I'm like, this sucks. Not motherhood, but like my emotions and my mind. But I am also a mentally ill person. Like I have anxiety and I have depression and I have other things going on. So it's like feeling like the gratitude sometimes feels silly, but sometimes you really need to implement it. Then I wanted to talk about products that I really liked and would recommend to anybody. A baby nest, aka a baby lounger. We just got the one off Amazon. It's the Cuckoo Baby brand, and it's literally called a baby nest, and that's why we call it a nest. I have the burnt orange color. She still sleeps in it, like because we coast our bed share or whatever. For naps and such, she still sleeps in her nest. So can't recommend that enough. And then obviously when they're newborn, you just need to set them down and go do something. They're not gonna roll. They're not gonna whatever. A nest. So nice. And then a baby swing or a bouncer or both. We got a bouncer kind of late in the game because I was like, oh, she can be in her swing. But as she would be in her swing, she wanted to kick and kind of play with things, and her swing didn't really do that for her. So, yeah, in my personal opinion, formula. Breastfeeding was really hard for me just because I wasn't educated and I wasn't eating or drinking enough to be producing as much as I wanted to be and as much as she needed for like per feeding. So we use the Similac soy Isomel formula because little Miss Girl we think has a cow's milk allergy. I don't 100% know. We'll see what happens at her 1 year appointment because I know that was a concern, but I don't know if it's like in full effect yet. A walking pad. I really enjoy my walking pad in the winter months. If it's nice out, I'm walking outside. But when I literally can't, a walking pad is so nice. I know they're kind of pricey, but it is truly an investment. If you can get a walking pad, I highly recommend. And then I want to talk about pacifiers and then sound machine and baby monitors. So pacifiers that we use and Millie really likes and uses still to this day is the Itsy Ritsy ones. Um, they the nipples are kind of like breast like, and that worked when implementing formula and stuff like that. She likes them. She still uses them, and they're cute, and I really like them. And I love the Itsy Ritsy brand as a whole. I follow them on literally all social media. They're really cool. They're just like a fun brand, and I just love their brand. And then the Hatch sound machine, we really like this. It was more useful during the newborn stage just to have the noise flowing. Now she doesn't really nap in her crib or her room really at all, but I know in the transition of napping and sleeping in her crib, we will be needing this. And I really just like the Hatch anyway because you can control it from your phone. And then we have the VTech baby monitor, and I really like it. The night vision is so good. There's a night light on the camera. I really like it. There's motion detection, sound detection. It's really nice. The screen, I actually have the monitor right here. The screen is absolutely massive. I think it's a 7-inch screen. No complaints. So, that's all. Welcome back to the pod. I'm so excited to be here. I'm going to try and upload every Wednesday from here on out. You might hear Miss Rachel in the back. You might hear toys in the back. It's all part of the plan, but for now. But as Millie gets on a more consistent nap schedule and such, I will do better about recording when it's quiet. But thank you so much for being here. Love y'all. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And I'll talk to you guys next Wednesday. Bye. Cheers.